You're charged with one count of murder and tampering with evidence.
Corey Binderim was in front of a Clay County judge today, his first appearance on a murder charge in the death of Susan Mauldin. Her remains were found in a southern Georgia landfill in January, 3 months after she was reported missing. Newly released documents trace Binderim's whereabouts the days and hours leading up to Mauldin's disappearance. On your side's Robert Bradfield looked through that paperwork tonight and spoke with Mauldin's neighbors who say they now have closure.
Blood stains on a lampshade in the living room and in the kitchen, a sign that Susan Mauldin could have been attacked and killed in her home, just as neighbors feared.
There's no way she would have gone willingly.
Friend Pat Ritchie says the new details released in this affidavit shows a calculated plan by Corey Binderim to kill Mauldin, who had hired him to remodel a bathroom. The documents show that 2 days before Mauldin was reported missing, Binderim was buying concrete and construction bags at this Fleming Island Home Depot. Surveillance video shows Binderim arriving at Mauldin's home, backing into her garage and leaving a few minutes later. Binderim was seen dumping about 300 pounds of debris at the Rosemary Solid Waste Management Facility later that morning. Ritchie is second-guessing her conversations with Mauldin about Binderim.
What you should have done, what you wish you could have done, and you didn't.
Another woman who spoke with us anonymously says she hired Binderim to work on her home garage. At the same time, he was working on Mauldin's home.
He went to Home Depot and got 2 bags of concrete and said that they were for my job, and I never had any concrete work done at my home.
For Ritchie, Binderim's arrest provides some peace.
She was just such a wonderful, wonderful gal, and this brings closure.
Ritchie says her friendship with Mauldin is so important, she plans on being at every one of Binderim's court appearances, and his next court appearance is March 24th. In Clay County, Robert Bradfield, First Coast News, on your side.